This is from the National, which is the official Twitter feed of the National, the United Arab Emirates and Middle East premier news source with top stories, special features, and more. And they have this tweet about Elon Musk's Neuralink chip with a video of a monkey playing a computer game with its mind.
I'm interested in watching this video.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Then. I feel like there might not be sound. I don't know.
Yeah, there might not be.
Okay, so
the links record from more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in the regions of Page's motor cortex that coordinate hand and arm movement.
2,000 electrodes
Neurons
in its brain.
In this region modulate their activity
it's
with intended hand movement. For example, some might become more active when he moves his hand up, and others when he moves it to the right. By recording from many neurons and feeding their activity into a decoder algorithm,
okay, so they're just teaching the machine
to predict Page's intended hand movements in real time. First, we calibrate the decoder by recording neural activity as Pager uses the joystick to move a cursor to targets presented on the screen. Using these data, we calibrate the decoder by mathematically modeling the relationship between patterns of neural activity and the different joystick movements they produce. After only a few minutes of calibration, we can use the output from the decoder to move the cursor instead of the joystick. Pager still moves the joystick out of habit, but as you can see, it's unplugged.
It's unplugged.
He's controlling the cursor entirely with decoded neural activity.
Okay. So they drill a hole in your head, implant a chip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. One thing that they didn't mention is like what the monkey is like sucking on there.
Oh yeah, what is that?
So it's a banana smoothie.
Is it just to keep it like interested?
So it's like the video that I saw was a little bit longer than this, and I think it was like every time the monkey like did something right in the game, like hit the pong off of the like whatever that is.
Whatever they want to reward, whatever behavior they want to.
Yeah. Then the monkey will like get some of that smoothie.
Okay.
Or milkshake or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So then they like removed that, and it's still like the monkey was controlling where he wanted the cursor. What do you call that? The thing, the platform, I guess. That he's controlling.
Like the Pong platform.
Yeah. That he's just controlling with his mind.
Well, and the little dot too, like when there's like the orange square or whatever.
For that part, yeah.
Move the dot to the square.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple different games that he's doing here, but that's interesting to me though that's possible.
Yeah.
It seems like it shouldn't be.
I mean, I have a few, like, I don't know, I'm just like technical questions about it, which is like, the first part is they're obviously like doing some sort of machine learning where they're creating like a machine learning neural network that describes this monkey's learning or something. They're using the handheld data.
Mm-hmm.
Like the joystick data.
Oh, sure.
And then turning that into like, okay, the monkey would decide to do, if it's going to decide it's going to go this fast, it's going to go like...
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know, though. I mean, it was a very short video. Like, there's still some questions. I guess one question that I have is, so this chip in his brain, that's how, like, the computer is able to then read what his mind is like wanting to do with the game. Like, how is the chip and the game, how are they connected?
So I guess the chip would be like recording and relaying all of the reactions, the neural reactions from the electrodes, and then storing that somewhere or training a neural net with that. And then I think it's just like, okay, so like as it's thinking, like I'm doing this thing, it's like live decoding based on the training data. It's live decoding and like talking to the computer. So there does have to be.
But how is that possible?
The computer and the chip have to be talking to each other.
Right, right.
So there must be a power source for the chip. There must also be some sort of like wireless or Bluetooth connection to the computer. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if we're already like, so who authorized this like animal testing stuff that's happening? Like, why are we watching this video to begin with? Like, why is this allowed to be a thing without anyone sort of saying like, hey, like we're now gonna, it's just like Elon Musk decides it's happening and it happens, and like whatever consequence. I would want to
do that too. I mean, I'm sure that there's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not sure if there's like procedures in place to make sure that it's all like ethical.
I mean, it can't be ethical, first of all. Like, even if there's a procedure in place, it's a human procedure. Like the monkey doesn't know how to read, and like it's not able to sign its name on a dotted line and say,
the monkey isn't consenting to this.
I consent to have a hole drilled in my brain or in my skull so that a chip can be attached to my to my neurodes. Like, I'm sure the only thing the monkey is consenting to is like, I want to get some of this banana smoothie.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, maybe there's a game while I'm like getting the smoothie and it's like teaching me, oh, go towards the orange square, get some smoothie. Oh, like play Pong. And I think that's another part of it that is more interesting too. Not just like the fact that we can put a chip in the brain that can learn your brain patterns and talk to a computer. But like, look, this monkey is able to play ping pong or Pong.
Yeah.
It's able to play a video game.
Yeah, and it could do that before the chip. The chip didn't have anything to do with his ability to like play this game.
And I feel like we're kind of glossing over that. Like,
yeah, we are.
We're just sort of glossing over that because it's like, oh, there's a cool wireless brain computer. Cool or scary, depending on. I mean, I think it's.
I think it could be both.
The way that they're portraying it here in this video is like, oh, this will be used to like help people who are paralyzed or have other disabilities to like use a phone or a computer without actually having to use their hands or like being able to move.
Yeah.
So like that could be super helpful. The question too that I have, like, let's say you're in a almost vegetative state in a hospital and they want to use this on you. Like, let's say your family wants to talk to you again or something. Like, how are they getting your consent for this, to drill this hole in your brain or in your skull? I keep saying brain for skull instead.
Yeah, well, I know that. So I follow this guy on YouTube or Instagram, one of the two, who has ALS, and ALS runs in his family, and he's done some videos about like his mom who uses this software that like tracks her eyes and like she can use her eyes then to like move something on a screen and to like communicate then. So that's one way, but I mean, if somebody doesn't have that or doesn't have the like eye movement control, ability, then like how do you?
So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of like potential. Sure, there's a lot of potential for it, but I feel like there's also a lot of potential for like misuse, first of all, and like even just like well-intentioned misuse. Like this right here, like just the fact that they're already doing it to animals and like of course it's going to be developed and like directed at humans, but the path to get there is obviously we have to just mess around with some animals' heads for a while.
When there was that video about the pigs that they put this chip in the pigs also, so it seems like they're definitely doing some animal testing across lots of different animals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. Like you said, I'm not sure that there's been no like.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a bunch of dead monkeys we don't see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who like they tried to do the surgery and it didn't work or whatever. I guess I don't know. To me, this is like a technological means to an end thing where it's like we don't care what we have to do to get there. We're just gonna do it. Mm-hmm. Like SpaceX, we're gonna blow up every one of our rockets, but eventually it'll all work every time. You know.
It's just trial and error.
Just trial and error. And
when it's used on something that's alive, it's
a little different.
It is different. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. So I have those thoughts, and I also have like the thoughts of like, ultimately, this isn't even going to be really used, for the most part, just for people who can't move or people who have disabilities. It's going to be just put into regular people who want to have a chip in their head and control stuff with their head. Some guy's going to be like, I want to open my garage door with my thoughts.
Yeah.
And he's going to go in and pay thousands of dollars for this chip and then get like the app on his phone, like the Tesla app or whatever.
That's scary to me, that like if somebody is just like, oh yeah, give me one of these chips, I want to control things with my mind. And then, like, your thoughts that you're having in your head, you don't always want to actually act on.
Right.
Like, people have intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, that's really true.
Like, things that you definitely would not want to do. For example, like, if you're standing on the side of the sidewalk and you're like, oh, I wonder what would happen if I just step into the traffic right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that you would do that ever. But, like, your mind might just, like, go somewhere. And so if things actually happened based on those thoughts, that seems like that could be really bad.
Like if it's connected to your phone or something, your phone, like, locks itself and calls 911, and now police are converging on your location because you had a thought, essentially. Like some Minority Reports type stuff.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I don't even think that's like a fear-mongering thing. I feel like that's like super possible with this idea. And I also think like people are going to be putting them in their kids' heads and stuff like that and like trying to like control them. Be like, oh, I want to like know what my kids are like.
Oh, yeah.
I want to help their development, you know?
Like
so there has to be like a lot of regulation around this.
Yeah.
And it's clear from this video, there doesn't seem to be any regulation so far. And I think, I don't know, Elon Musk has this weird, he holds this weird position in society. He's like a wizard or a magician that politicians trust for some reason. They're like, yeah, Elon Musk, like you, we like you.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's done some really odd things, and is just kind of a strange person, like things that normal people, I guess, wouldn't think to do, this guy just gets away with.
Yeah.
And our society is perfectly set up to let people get away with stuff like this, especially if you have enough money.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, well, he's got enough money. So.
Like, look at what they let Bill Gates do. He gets to do everything. He's the stand-in for every for every actual expert.
Yeah, exactly. He's the expert on everything because he has enough money.
Yeah. It's like, I paid for that expert spot. That's mine.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this is interesting, and we'll see what happens with all of this chip stuff.
Yeah, Made for Love. I'm sure Made for Love wasn't about Elon Musk at all.